Why would you contribute to this like culture where people have to watch every tiny little thing they say? He's embracing it, they. Shut up. Stop. It's over. Why would you derail a conversation for the sake of they, them pronouns? For Bo Blacks of all people. Bo Blacks. Why?
I'm obviously being respectful and I'm waiting for him to clarify. Like, you guys are wrong.
You're anti-trans.
So bit of backstory. On Saturday, I was watching Chud Logic, waiting for my mum to show up because I saw my mum on Saturday, and he was watching this, and I ended up sawing out the fuck in his chat for about 10 minutes straight, listening to this shit. Because what seemed to have happened is they get onto the subject of Bo Blacks, who has recently started transitioning, because that's what happens when you shame yourself on the internet. You either become a trans ally or you transition yourself. So, I don't know. Destiny is doing one of those any day now, I'm sure. And what seemed to happen is that Ethan got into an argument with one of his co-hosts about this. So I want to see what was going on, because what little I saw was driving me up the wall. So let's have a look.
Yeah, it's not the same, guys.
All our guys are fallen, man. And Bobby's gone. Isn't he like totally like annihilated?
So yeah, Bo Blacks, calling him a he. By the way, not loving the facial hair, I gotta say. I don't quite understand this, but anyway.
What's the deal with Bobby? You know, AB?
There's a whole drama with him.
You're muted.
Ela calling him a he as well.
Bobby is posting some different content I've been seeing recently.
Yeah, the thing with Bo Blacks, found out that they're on OnlyFans. They completely showed their own ass, a whole bunch. Former commentary community, whatever kind of person, friends with like Nick Diorio and people like that. Doesn't seem to be the case anymore. Used to shit on Tipster a whole lot and now has become the Tipster, only instead of becoming a trans ally, has become a trans person. Got outed as an OnlyFanser because they showed their emails or something, and one of them was like Miss Manshi or some shit, and people looked it up. But anyway, they're talking about Bo Blacks. It's more the actual conversation on this podcast that matters.
He's I'll find it before I talk on it.
What kind of content is he posting?
Is it a genuine question?
You know.
Yeah.
You know you.
Stop! Is that like his full-time thing now? Or
Olivia
they
just
them?
ran
I
from the
think Bobby
bathroom.
uses they them pronouns.
Wow.
Okay, Bobby,
There we go. Uses they them pronouns. Does anyone have to respect pronouns? No, of course not. You don't want to call someone a they them. You don't have to fucking call them a they them.
respect your pronouns.
I'm really happy for them. They seem to be.
Bob's your.
He's like not reading the room at all. Doesn't seem to understand who this person is that they're talking about, which is odd because I'm pretty sure H3 has had beef with Bo Blacks for a long time. But if you're like a progressive woman, you have to get behind it as soon as someone like transitions or whatever. You know what I mean?
Is that like his full-time thing now? Or
Olivia
they
just
them?
ran
I
from the
think Bobby
bathroom.
uses they them.
And like interrupted them talking about this to point out the pronouns. What's with the mask? I have no idea. It's not really the focus, so I don't know. I'll let y'all speculate, I guess. Best answer wins literally nothing. By the way, make sure you like the stream. Check the links in my description. You can support the stream on Streamlabs. You can check out some music that I've made. You can join my Discord, although possibly not. It might be a wrong link right now.
Pronouns.
Wow.
Okay, Bobby, I'll respect your pronouns.
I'm really happy for them. They seem to be.
Yeah, like this person is not reading the room like at all.
Bobs, you're finding yourself.
being proud.
I can see why, though. Bobby, you have to understand, you and your friends were the edgiest shitbag.
See, like, oh, I'm so happy for them. It's like, clearly this isn't a ass-patting segment. What are you doing? Just pipe down. If you're not getting on board with what's going on here, it's not going to end well for you. I happen to know this already. I've seen bits of this.
In the internet, and then all of a sudden, you're kind of like, I'm they, and I'm trans. It's like you're.
Yes, he's correct. You show your ass on the internet, and then you come out as like whatever, And then people like this Olivia person are like, oh, I'm so happy for them and we have to respect their pronouns. It's like, come on. Really? For real?
To understand, you and your friends were the edgiest bags in the internet. And then all of a sudden, you know, you're kind of like, I'm they, and I'm trans. It's like you're
almost like becoming trans is like an out when you've been doing like edgy shit and it catches up to you. Oh, well, I'm trans now. You can't fucking question me. You can't criticize me. Like, really? No. It doesn't work that way. It does not work that way.
You couldn't have positioned yourself worse with the people you were associated with. I accept you as who you are.
Good news. They're going to shed their bigoted audience. So they're going to have a much...
They're going to shed their bigoted audience. Do you even know anything about this person's audience up to this point? Like, what are you talking about? This person needs to read the room. What are you doing? Like, oh my God. You're on a podcast. You think you'd understand how to follow a conversation and follow the vibe and read the room. People like that Olivia chick are the reason why they do this. Yes, exactly. You show your ass on the internet like Bo Blacks has. You come out as trans and change your pronouns. And people like this will kiss your ass for it. Coming out as trans is an achievement. It's not a good thing by any means. It's just changing your circumstances very slightly. And even then, really not as much as you think, because it's just calling yourself something.
Nicer group of people watching.
I guess that's true.
But I think
Oh God, no. Nicer group of people watching? Nicer group of people? Why? Because they came out as trans?
that, and unfortunately, I'm saying I think that's all of them.
So they're going to lose their entire audience.
Drama? What is the drama? Is it just...
I don't know if I didn't want to say it until I... It's embracing it.
We shouldn't talk off. I guess that's true.
But I think that, and unfortunately, I'm saying I think that's all of them.
So they're going to lose their entire audience.
What is the drama? Is it just...
I don't know if I didn't want to say it until I...
Worst thing is, like, this guy joins in right away, like, starts calling them they. Who cares? Why do we need to call Bo Blacks a f***ing they? What reason?
He's embracing it.
We shouldn't talk off the cuff about it.
So he's embracing it. So it was discovered.
Do you hear them? They. He's embracing it. They. Shut up. Stop. It's over. This hectoring people over pronouns is over.
We shouldn't talk off the cuff about it.
So he's embracing it. So
you hear it?
It was discovered he had
They had.
She's still doing it every time. Stop. Just don't. Why would you derail a conversation for the sake of they, them pronouns for Bo Blacks of all people? Bo Blacks. Why?
Sorry. It's discovered that Bobby had an OnlyFans as a kitty girl or something. Was it a kitty girl thing or a trans? I forget. Maybe both. I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Sweetie, Chris Chan goes by she, her. Yep, same energy. Same energy.
Exactly.
Ethan, without having it's
Okay,
2 seconds.
You're the one that said talk about it.
No, he's saying let's not talk off the cuff.
I was like,
because
I don't want to talk about it. And you guys were like, let's talk about it. Is that not what happened? Did I
I
misunderstand?
didn't hear that.
Well, anyway.
Talk about the allegation.
Listen, I was just trying to, I didn't want to say anything until he was comfortable to talk about, but he just posted this on his public thing. He said, straight, by the way, with a picture of him wearing high thigh socks and a skirt. So,
Bobby.
That's him. This is him. He's coming. I'm sorry. They're coming out. They're coming out.
Can I just say as well, look at this picture. Look at this. How are you supposed to not call this person a he, him, male person? How are you supposed to not do that? What's with the facial hair? That's kind of a massive clue, no? Kind of a massive clue
Mary,
as to what this person is.
Slightly off topic, but an issue I have with the some of trans community is their inconsistency. They spend their days claiming that all straight men are secretly in their DMs and whatnot. Yet when straight men admit their attraction, you have a fetish.
True, yes. Thank you for the $1, Asami Yamazaki. Yeah, I don't believe much of that shit, to be honest. When these trans women say that they get hit on constantly, I don't get hit on constantly. And I'm like, not the best looking, not the worst looking. There is no way that most of these people are getting hit on almost ever. And then we watched, what was it? Lilith Lalure, that person, like shitting on like chasers and stuff. Like, well, calling people chasers because they're attracted to trans women. If a man's attracted to trans women, that's just their attraction. really. You know what I mean? And we kind of seem primed that we have to shit on those people for what, having a fetish? Is it a fetish or is it an attraction? I'm attracted to women myself. Do I have a fetish or is it attraction? So yeah, I completely get your point and I agree. Thank you.
Good for them. Live life how you want.
Them. What is this, bro? This is a man. There should be no fucking problem. If someone looks like a man and is in fact male, calling them a he. You called a male person a he. That's natural as fuck. I hope Ethan gets badgered about pronouns forever since he loves all this laughy shit and never speaks out. Does he not ever speak out? I don't know. You might want to keep watching because I think he might start to get a bit fed up with this kind of shit. And the thing with Ethan is he is at least willing to admit when he's wrong. You know what I mean? He is willing to admit and like try and change. That's why he keeps going through like flux with like his audience and stuff because they were further right and then all the fucking Hassan shit happened. And now the Hassan shit has gone south. So it's moving an awful lot and it seems to evolve. But yeah, keep watching. Keep watching.
Too, you know?
Actually looks so... It does look like Ethan is online. Oh my God. Holy shit.
Have fun.
But
Do what you gotta do.
This is a man. Who cares about pronouns? You see this? You're going to think this is a man and you're going to call him he, him. And it's not a problem.
Bobes,
Shed the fans that you need to shed.
Bobes, you'll always be welcome in this community. Just keep giving us
bringing those banger sound bites.
Exactly.
Yeah.
As long as you're shouting crazy shit, we love you.
We ride with
Ethan got influenced by Hassan, but he might move away from it. He has been, to be fair. I don't know. I'm willing to give him grace, to be honest. Maybe that'll sound naive. Maybe in the future I'll be proved wrong, but I don't know. I don't know. And anyway, like I said, I have seen some of this already, and it kind of seems like he's actually trying to push back on some of this shit now, which is good.
We don't care what you're wearing when you're shouting.
Here, Olivia found their tweet discussing it. I think it's worth
so
straight from the source here.
Bobes said the following.
Coming out as non-binary. This is the most narcissistic shit. Who cares if you're non-binary? Non-binary is just calling yourself something.
I feel like I came out as non-binary at the worst time in the worst way. That might be true, just considering how they found out. Happened during a mental health crisis. Didn't know that. Gender diversity discourse online is one of the most volatile.
During a mental health crisis. Like, you lose your shit and you decide you're non-binary now. How do you know that's not just a coping mechanism? And now you've got all this framework to blame everyone else for all your problems. Well, all these people are mean to me because I'm non-binary. Like, fuck off.
It's ever been, and my gender expression seems to be the least expected type, feminine with body hair. Oh, so he's
There.
Listen, first mistake, you're on Twitter. Like, get off of that.
Yeah,
There's no...
True. Although that's
True.
their whole thing, unfortunately.
Well,
Like if
it's time
anybody's
for new
built a career
beginnings.
around that hill site, it's them.
If Bobby wants to take care of their mental health, first step, get off of X, Twitter.
I mean, that is good advice. You're not wrong.
But you were also a giant shitbag, so I feel like you need to make some amends too. Like, you can't just be like,
In what way does he think he's feminine? Oh, fuck knows, frankly. I think it's just the thigh highs and I have long hair now and I put a little headband in it.
oh, I'm trans now, everyone be nice to me. It's like,
Exactly. Oh my God. I don't care. Ethan is fucking spitting right now.
I feel like you need to make some amends too. Like, you can't just be like, oh, I'm trans now, everyone be nice to me. It's
Which is exactly what he's doing.
like you were a fucking giant piece of shit to trans people, to gay people, to everybody on the internet. They were just a total fucking dickhead his whole life.
I don't
So
want
like,
to jump to
bro needs to come to God a little more. You know what I mean? Like, he's got some amends to make. It's not like all of a sudden he's a great. Or sorry, where did Bobby say the pronouns is they? Because it seems like he's they.
Oh my God. You see what I mean? He's gonna snap any moment now. It's so clear. It's just so annoying trying to navigate this shit. And the thing is, by the way, the pronouns shit has kind of fucked over like transsexual people. Because what happens is transsexual people generally want you to guess the pronouns they want based on how they look and for you to get it right, because it's much more affirming to be called a she if you're male, but without asking, because it means that you look the part. It means that you're coming across the way that you want to. Non-binary people want to tell people their pronouns in advance, because you really can't look at someone and tell that they're non-binary unless they're a female with short hair and a bow tie or some shit. I don't fucking know. So what ends up happening is anyone that looks even slightly ambiguous just gets called they automatically. But then plenty of people don't want to be called they. So the fucking two sides of the gender fucking goblin shit are at loggerheads over this shit. And it's actually negatively affected a lot of people within that space. You know what I mean? It's nuts.
Referring to themselves as a man here.
Usually neutral pronouns they them when someone
If somebody's
identifies as
non-binary, that's it's fair to assume. But
Well,
I guess we're not.
I mean, he's.
They.
I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say he. He's.
Keeps correcting, like, they. What are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you so obsessed? Where is she? Where is she?
Usually,
Like, why is this person so obsessed? I understand this, like, need to be a good person and to look out for a supposed marginalized community, even though non-binary is just calling yourself a thing. How can you be marginalized when you just call yourself a thing? But, like, this is way too much. Why would you want to cause so much, like, disruption in a conversation over this shit? Why? Over pronouns.
usually neutral pronouns they them when someone
If somebody's
identifies as
non-binary, that's
Neutral pronouns. Neutral pronouns. What's a neutral pronoun?
it's fair to assume. But
Well,
I guess we're not.
I mean, he's.
totally
He's.
certain.
I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say he. He's referring to himself as a man in this
Not gonna like that.
tweet. And
Might
He is a man.
be that they go by everything.
I mean, if he's
Possible.
not specifically said like my pronouns are they them, I don't think it's that big of a deal, is it? To be
It's not a big deal anyway.
like I have to call them they them.
No, it's possible that it's not a big deal.
it's the safest and probably the most
I feel totally comfortable.
Safest? It's the safest? Safe in what way? That you won't upset them? There are a million ways that you would upset someone without meaning to. Why would you why would you exacerbate it this way? Why would you, what's the word? Why would you contribute to this, like, culture where people have to watch every tiny little thing they say and have to, like, kind of work out everything that they say beforehand instead of just talking to each other? Why would you want that? Because that's what you're getting with this shit. People feel like they have to, like, rehearse everything they say so as not to offend anyone. There's a million ways you can offend someone. They've got nothing to do with pronouns or misgendering or any shit that you've got no control over ultimately. So why give this much credence to this fucking thing?
Possible that it's not a big deal.
it's the safest and probably the most
I feel totally
Safest. Safe how?
comfortable calling him until he says otherwise.
Okay.
I feel that's respectful.
Yeah. Calling a male person a him. Wow. Crazy. It's funny how it's perfectly fine to assume that this person wants to be called a him. It's perfectly fine to assume that this person wants to be called a him. It's perfectly fine to assume that I want to be called a him because I actually don't give a fuck what people call me. But then we'll fucking lose our shit because fucking Mr. Bo Black's beard haver is non-binary now. It's just stupid.
And I'm treating
And
him.
he's trying to, like, talk about something and it keeps getting made more complicated. It keeps hamstringing this conversation. We should go back to not caring for your fan people. Yeah. Why is it that it's never the person who's offended that is in the wrong? Why can't we expect someone who's offended to self-reflect on why it is that they're offended? Why is Olivia offended by any of this? She's not even fucking non-binary.
Him like a human being, and he says he wants to eventually be feminine with body and facial hairs to angle. I know I look 100% male right now. I don't know what's the pronouns, but until he's specified, then I don't see the need to.
We've got all this, like, dumb shit in chat as well. I guess you can't see, but it's like, it's just respectful, Ethan. Listen to Olivia. This is why Dan said stop. So they should stop talking about this if it's, like, controversial. That's not your call, Ethan. It's no one's call as to what other people call you. I'm sorry. It's not up to you what pronouns other people give you.
What?
This is why I'm watching.
But anyway, I was saying, what was I saying? Yeah, that he was a giant piece of shit for a long time. So like, just
Yeah, and now he gets to do the ADHD envy stuff. And people like Olivia will immediately go to bat for him. Why?
just because you're trans now doesn't mean you're a good person all of a sudden.
Dude, I am 100% and
Often means the opposite, in fact.
with mental illness, and I have mental illness. The worst is like, oh, I was just diagnosed like as severely depressed. But what about the Nazi rally you were at last week? Are we like cool with that now? Because you're depressed, or like
Yeah.
you just get a pass?
But that being said, I have an open heart and an open mind. I'm way open to the Bobby redemption arc. You know what I mean? I'm just saying that I'm open to it. That's it.
Well, we've got a member here. Hello, trans girl here. Make an episode where you train pronoun use, LMAO. They, them seems to be the hardest for Ethan. Yeah, I know. What the fucking H3 podcast wants, if it wants to be in any way watchable or entertaining whatsoever, is to have an episode where they train Ethan on how to use they, them pronouns. Really? Really? You're a trans person? You're a fucking retard is what you are.
Yeah.
Again, as long as the sound bites keep coming in, God bless.
That's all we care about.
Yeah.
That's what we're here for.
You guys are so dumb and pathetic in the chat. Literally wait.
Yes, here we go. Fuck yes. Do it.
That's all we care about.
Yeah.
That's what we're here for.
You guys are so dumb and pathetic in the chat. Literally wait till he comes out and says like, you can call me he. Like literally wait till he says my pronouns he. You stupid fucking woke fucks.
Yes. This is fucking it, man. I'm telling you. This is fucking it.
It doesn't
I'm being respectful.
No, it doesn't need to be more than it is.
Why are you
like,
assuming his pronouns?
Well, it's not.
True. Why the fuck are you? That's a good point. Why are you assuming his pronouns? What if he doesn't want to be called a they? What if he'd rather be called a he or a she, but not a they? I'd rather be called anything but a they, because I hate that fucking whole culture at this point. I think it's cancerous. I'd rather he or she, honestly, than they. I understand people are probably going to call me a they now and then. I don't really give that much of a shit. But truthfully, I'd rather people didn't call me that, because I hate that culture and I'm not part of it. I don't want any association with it at all, beyond the fact that I transitioned and therefore I'm kind of stuck with it to an extent.
I'm being respectful.
No, it doesn't need to be more than it is.
Why are you
like,
assuming his pronouns?
Well, it's not when
You're
you
assuming
use,
his
when you use
pronouns.
neutral
He
pronoun-
hasn't clarified.
No, when you use neutral. Sorry,
Calm
when
down.
you use a
No,
neutral
it's annoying
pronoun,
because
it's
people come.
the most respect.
By the way, you people in the chat who are like, "Oh, Ethan fucking is."
To be fair, I didn't really give her a chance to respond, but she's just bullshitting. Oh, you should use neutral, but like, fuck off, bro. Fuck off.
It's not when
You're
you use
assuming his
when you use
pronouns.
neutral
He
pronoun-
hasn't clarified.
No, when you use neutral. Sorry,
Calm
when
down.
you use a
No,
neutral.
it's
Hasn't clarified, has a fucking beard. Called Josh. What the fuck do you want?
annoying because
It's
people come.
the most respect-
By the way, you people in the chat who are like, "Oh, Ethan fucking is L being like transphobic." It's like you are presuming his pronouns. And by the way, why are you being so militant about it? How does that help anybody?
Yes. Why? Why are you militant about this shit? Why are you so entitled? Why is anyone entitled to the words out of someone else's mouth? It's so fucking annoying. It makes the rest of us look ridiculous because this is forever associated now with trans people in general. And like someone like me, I truly don't give a fuck. Call me what the fuck you want. I don't want anything to do with this shit. If someone is talking about me and calls me a he, and someone else corrects me, oh no, call Mary a she. Do you know who I have a problem with? The person correcting them. Because I don't want any of that shit. I'm not entitled to the words out of anyone else's mouth. And I don't want anyone defending me, thinking that's what I want, when actually I fucking hate all this culture. And I think it's caused a fair amount of problems for like the image of trans people, trans representation. You know what I mean?
I'm obviously being respectful and I'm waiting for him to clarify. Like, you guys are fucking wrong. And if you ever want other people outside of your bubble to ever be respectful and take like trans people and non-binary people seriously, you have to fucking stop being so pathetically ridiculous when people are trying in good faith to make an effort and be respectful. Like, you guys are fucking wrong.
If I can chime in also with trans people that I personally know, this is not what they want. They just
Here we go.
want to be treated respectfully, and as long like what Ethan was saying was totally respectful, so it really doesn't matter. We don't need to make such a big deal about like
Yes. This is what I'm fucking saying.
he or they. until it's like he's saying, and we don't even know. He might be totally fine with it. The point is that the conversation we're having is totally respectful and promoting like accepting everything. So I don't understand why even go there.
That's like, it reminds me of this conversation like when Kendrick Lamar had on the Big Steppers, he had this track about how his aunt was trans and his coming to terms with this over the years. And he used derogatory language in that song as part of the story to show his transformation. And like people were like, oh, he's being homophobic, he's being transphobic because he said these words. It's like,
Here's the thing. Doesn't matter. If you're talking about trans shit and you're not trans, someone is going to get offended. Someone is going to get offended by it. Someone's going to get angry. Someone is going to get upset. And this is where we are now. And what happens is people are just not going to want to talk to trans people because they don't know what tiny thing it is they're going to say that is going to set them off. I'm sure there's so many people that see me that probably think, oh, fuck, I should really walk on eggshells around this person because if I accidentally say something wrong, they're going to lose their shit at me potentially. It's nuts. I don't know why any people want this shit. It's ridiculous.
can we please think a little fucking deeper than that? Can we please grow up?
He's like, actually, he's getting almost as fucking worked up as I am. Fucking hell.
Like, he said the words in the context of a super fucking progressive.
Like, what happened? What happened to just wanting to be treated like a normal person? You know what I mean? That's all I ever fucking wanted. I'm at the place now where I don't feel like I'm going to get that whatever I do. Because I'm not really a normal person to begin with in so many different ways. But like, wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be nice? Just being treated like a normal fucking person? Instead of like everyone either bending over backwards for us or getting offended on our behalf. Isn't that better?
Song of inner exploration that was like, he was being so vulnerable and being like, I accept that I love that my aunt is now my uncle and I love him. And the problem is that he said some derogatory words. Like, it's time to fucking get your shit.
Here's something as well. So like, people will always talk about, oh, if you misgender someone, it's not a big deal. You know what I mean? Like, if you misgender someone, don't worry about it. Just like correct yourself quickly and move on. But then at the same time, you go onto like TikTok, it's always full of these people losing their ever-loving shit because they went out down the street and talked to someone and got called the wrong pronoun. It's like we're telling people it's not a big deal, but then people are going on the internet to scream about how fucking upset they are that they got called the wrong thing. The mixed messages are absolutely insane. Schools are teaching allyship skills. Of course they are. Of course they are. Why wouldn't they be? Why wouldn't they be?
Together, okay?
The problem,
please,
and I think it should be obvious to all of us, the problem is like, let's say Eva, we already know she's a she and she goes by Eva. If you're on purpose not calling her she now, which is what she wants, then yeah, you're being transphobic, you know, because you're like...
I even agree with this. You don't have the right to what people call you. And if you're trans, you chose to change your life that way. It is a choice. I don't give a shit. It is. It's just based on gender identity, apparently. And that's just calling yourself a thing. Ergo, it is a choice. So we're making these lifestyle choices and then decrying anyone that doesn't see it the same way as we do as transphobic. Someone doesn't want to call me a she and doesn't see me as a woman, which I'm not anyway. Is that someone being transphobic? Or is it someone not seeing my life choices the same way that I do? How is that transphobic? That's just someone not having the same opinion as me. It's ridiculous.
Like, not respecting her wishes now.
The second that Bobby is like, I'm go by she or they, then obviously I'm gonna do my best to respect the pronouns, you know. But it's not obvious to me that that's the situation. I didn't mean to apologize. People are saying I yelled at you, Olivia. I didn't mean to yell at you.
Okay.
I get so annoyed when I'm like, I'm here doing the right thing. I feel like I'm doing my best here. And then the chat is like losing their fucking mind over something that is so ridiculous. Like, you are missing the forest for the trees. And also, I don't know that they're fucking even right. Like, I'm not going to assume his pronouns.
I have clarification on it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Apparently, Bobby has said repeatedly they use all pronouns. They don't care.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
So it was for nothing. So Olivia keeps interrupting what they're talking about, like needling at him about pronouns for no reason. Literally no reason. All you're doing is making trans people look stupid. All you're doing is making people not want to talk to us, talk about us, go anywhere near us. Because all you can, because people feel like they have to walk on eggshells, because people feel like if they say the wrong thing, it's going to turn into a confrontation. And most people don't actually want confrontation. Most people don't like things turning into confrontations. And so instead, people just avoid as best they can. And if that means just not really associating with trans people or ever talking about trans people, then that's what's going to happen. How is this good for trans people exactly? Dan's such a little bitch. Jury's out. I haven't watched enough, but like, yeah, this is so stupid, man. So stupid. I'm so fucking glad. Like, I watched part of this on like Chud Logic stream. I was like losing my shit in his chat. Fucking hell. Oh, hi, Mega Rat. I'm good. I hope you're good.
So what? So like, there's not a trans person in this room. Bobby doesn't care about what pronouns you use for him. And you guys are in the chat shouting at how I'm wrong. Like, how pathetic are you? You know what I mean?
Well,
I'm not assuming his pronouns. And fuck all these people. Okay. Go ahead.
No,
and I'm not yelling at you. I'm just...
The thing is, he even like moved it away from Olivia and kind of apologized and started talking more about the chat. And now they go into a fucking break. Is Olivia going to show up in the rest of the segment, or is she gone? Is she donezo? I don't know.
People.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No,
and I'm not yelling at you. I'm just...
Glitching out, aka a woman is offended. Ethan losing his mind over nothing. What do you mean? What do you mean? He's getting irritated because he's being woke scolded. He's getting irritated because he's trying to talk about something, and Olivia won't stop needling about pronouns when there's no need to, and it's just making it difficult to talk about someone, which is exactly what someone who has like shamed themselves wants. You know what I mean? You shame yourself on the internet, and then you come out as trans or non-binary or whatever. And now it's more difficult to talk about you because you've got these woke freaks that will go to bat for you. You know what I mean? Ridiculous. Please stand by, a woman is crying. Ethan's getting sick of the constant browbeating. Yes, exactly.
Anyway.
I completely understand what he's saying. I completely am with him on this. No one has to agree with me if they don't want to. But this is like inevitable. Normal people are fucking peaking. I've been talking about this for a while. I made a video about it with fucking Chud Logic, reacting to his shit. Chud Logic being a relatively, like, I won't say woke guy, but like left-leaning, historically very much, oh, respect trans people. And then because this shit has gone so insane, that's why people like him are peaking. Normal fucking people. And we're still pushing the same shit. Why? Ethan should fire Olivia, and she's a waste. Well, I don't know about fire her. I mean, there's a difference of opinion, but she needs to understand that things are changing and that pushing this shit is making things worse. It's making normal ass fucking people get fed up. And I don't want that. I don't want normal ass people to get fucking fed up of trans people. That's the opposite of what anyone should want. Surely you want broad respect, broad inclusion of trans people. But it's never going to work this way, browbeating people's pronouns, making it almost impossible to talk about a trans person, even if they're a piece of shit like fucking Bo Blacks, who came out as non-binary and uses any pronouns anyway. I just can't fucking... I completely understand. And the fact that so many normal-ass fucking, completely non-right-leaning whatsoever people are getting peaked out by this is only going to hurt trans people. It's just going to keep getting worse and worse and worse until we start acknowledging that a lot of shit that we've been pushing, a lot of shit that we've been doing is not working. And that these women that like play defense for us because they think it makes them a good person, they are severely misguided. Oh, hi, sweet girl. Oh, thank you. Hope you're good.
Do it around here, guys. 1 minute, 30 seconds left.
Oh, we never even got to talk more about Housewives. There's so much more.
I know, that was so much more fun.
So much more fun than this.
Right?
Yes, exactly. And that's the thing. It drags the whole thing off fucking topic. And instead of talking about what they want to talk about and trying to make an entertaining podcast episode, they have to sidetrack into this stupid fucking argument about someone's pronouns who doesn't even give a shit about what pronouns are used for him. You can't make this up. And it completely... What's the word? Encapsulates how misguided these like woke women are that are pushing our shit for us, thinking that this is what makes you a good person, that this is gonna give us broad fucking support, inclusion, like integration into society. If you want to integrate into society, stop trying to change it. Stop trying to change the way people talk. Stop trying to push completely unnatural ways of dealing with other people onto everyone. And then browbeating them when they don't get it right, even once. Olivia is actually Bo Black's agent. Oh my God. Jesus. These activists don't really care about achieving good world goals. It's just a social clique cult. Yeah, kinda. It's crazy. Yeah, sometimes it seems more about someone making themselves out to be a good person than anything to do with like what trans people want or need. I don't know. I've been fairly outspoken about this for a long time now, how I don't want a lot of this weird activism shit. I don't want to make people talk in a way that is unnatural. You know what I mean? Bring back effeminate women and masculine men or something. Yeah. You know what would be so much better? If like society was a bit kinder to like gender non-conforming people, especially like effeminate men. Like, that's probably a decent reason why I transitioned. Like, I'm a little older, I guess, like 10 years ago or whatever it was. I didn't feel like I had many prospects. I didn't feel like as a straight gender non-conforming guy that I was going to get anywhere. And that sucks. And it certainly doesn't make me a woman. And it was misguided of me to claim that. But that's what we need, really. It's not, we shouldn't be forcing people to see people a different way. Just respect others. It's not that difficult. And like, you're not respecting people when you're constantly browbeating about their pronouns and stuff. You're putting certain people on a pedestal and shaming people for doing what's just natural. And that's wrong.
We got to talk more about Housewives. There's so much more.
I know, that was so much more fun.
So much more fun than this.
Right?
Yeah. I always fuck up the vibes. But I feel like, God damn, it's just so...
And what's hilarious is how often it's like, it's coming from these like gender abolition types that stick up for trans people. When it's like, you don't even believe in this shit anyway. You don't think there should be women and men. You just want there to be people, which in my opinion is retarded because men and women are needed to reproduce. And they exist, like objectively, no matter what you say. But if you're like a gender abolitionist, you shouldn't even be down with all the fucking trans shit. You should be saying, well, no, you're a effeminate male, you're a masculine female, whatever the fuck. Because you're just saying there's sex, and then what you are is like up to you. And that's not far from like a gender critical position anyway. Assuming it's a sane fucking gender critical person anyway. You know what I mean?
Ridiculous. You know?
When's the nuke dropping? Right after this?
You've got the timer right above your head.
I'm literally going to
Where is it?
Is it really a timer?
Yeah, look
There's
at
a
the
timer
camera
on screen.
Or look at the pic.
Oh, so this nuke drop thing, I guess this is about this Hassan Piker video everyone's been watching. I haven't seen it myself. I saw a bit of Hassan's response to it, and Hassan fucking sucks. Doesn't engage with anything ever. All he does is talk propaganda. All he does is twist people's minds up. Fuck Hassan Piker. No respect for him whatsoever. They're all using like the timing of like Destiny outing himself repeatedly as a piece of shit. As if like this is a distraction, this whole Ethan Hassan thing. Ridiculous. But yeah, this is what's happening. This shitty ass fucking culture that we have cultivated is pissing people off.
Oh my God.
Look above you on the preview monitor.
Oh, yeah, okay, I got you. Hey, there we go. Good timing.
All right. So quickly, 50 seconds left. Is there anything else?
Oh my God.
Baldoni, 2 a.m. voice messages. Should we look?
Oh, Hassan did technically respond. Just not meaningfully. He responded, but not in a meaningful way. I fucking cannot stand people like Hassan Piker. And what's really annoying is like, I go on Twitter, I refresh, and there's loads more fucking Hassan simps. None of them saying anything, just, oh, that video's dumb, bro. People talking about his like follow count dropping. Sometimes your follow count dropping is a good thing. Trust me.
Look at one other thing before we launch.
Yes.
You guys, should we?
And on a good, funny note.
Funny note.
RFK's a psychopath.
That's kind of a long thing.
Yeah,
you looking for just like a quick thing?
Yeah,
There's a mobility scooter video that you haven't seen.
Mobility scooter. That's what we need.
Oh no.
Okay, I think we're done with the part. The part that I was interested in. This is what I keep saying. Normal fucking people are peaking because of this shitty culture. Because of this shitty culture that we have cultivated and that we have been forcing onto the world for a long time now, to the point where you've got institutions that are captured as fuck and want to propagate it even further. But it's just pissing people off. And it's not actually helping trans people. Now everyone just gets called a they. Plenty of trans people don't want that. Ethan's content nuke didn't have any new info to me. I wouldn't know, I haven't seen it. The Ryan Beard Destiny wanted more new info. I've seen some of that. To be honest, I can't get past like Ryan Beard's presentation style. Like he hasn't completely shook the woke kind of whatever soy boy thing, and he's got his massive grin on his face the whole time. And it's just Jesus Christ, you know what I mean? At least President Sunday like bothered to keep some kind of a poker face, but at the same time, like Destiny's a piece of shit, and there's a huge precedent. There's a huge pattern. Like, I watched Destiny for a long time, and some of the dumb shit, Ethan's sub count, it's been dropping like here and there for a long time because he doesn't just stick to one thing, like one position. It kind of evolves, which is fair enough. That's going to happen. But yeah, like Destiny, I mean, he did all kinds of dumb stuff when I used to watch him, and it was like, well, I mean, I'm not watching him because I think he's a particularly good person. I'm watching him because I like some of his takes. And then it's got to the point where it's like, actually, this guy is like reprehensible. But hey, you know, you have to learn in your own time, I guess. Yeah, there we go. Ethan Klein, this is going to keep happening until we revoke this shit, until we stop pushing this shit. I would like John Oliver to come to sense on the trans thing. He's my favorite English toucan. I wouldn't hold your breath. He seems pretty captured himself to me, but you never know. You never know who's going to be next. That's the thing. You never know who the next person is that's like centrist, left wing, whatever, that is going to start peaking on this shit because it is pissing people off, and it will continue to do so until everybody hates us or we start changing shit around. Destiny was recording people having sex with him, sometimes without their consent, sometimes with their consent. He was also sharing these videos, sometimes without the consent, even if they had consented to the video, they hadn't consented to it being shown to other people. I mean, like I said, he did dumb shit the whole time. And like the stuff with like Mr. Girl and that Anna person, I'm really quite uncomfortable to think about. No. Oh, thank you so much, Sarah Sereni. Thank you so much. But yeah, there we go. I'm just gonna rant all day about this shit. Normal people are peaking. We either change our shit or it's gonna keep getting worse. We're gonna keep making more and more enemies. And it's gonna fall on innocent trans people who don't really push this shit and who are actually just trying to live their lives. Someone like me, I'm not just trying to live my life. I'm going out there fucking talking about all this shit. Someone like Pissed On Lawyer is not just trying to live their life. They're trying to propagandize shit. Plenty of trans people are. And they're gonna get tarred with the same brush. That's how it is.